Welcome back to the Beard Bros podcast. How are y'all doing? Hopefully good. Got a new guest in today. We'll have her introduce herself a little bit. Just want to name her. Angel, how are you doing?
I'm good. How are you?
I'm doing good. Ben, how are you doing?
Good. Day off.
Day off?
Slept
Your
all
day
day.
off?
Too. Yep.
Dang, how'd y'all spend y'all's day off?
Asleep.
That's been nice.
I had a good day until my boss texted and was like, I need to talk to you. And then she was like, come in at 1 please. And I was like, am I in trouble? And then it was a birthday potluck.
Oh.
Yeah.
Was it your birthday?
My birthday is on Tuesday.
Oh, okay. I remembered. I just didn't know when it was.
Everybody's fucking birthday's in October, bro. I have like 10 friends in October. That sucks.
Do you feel like that's true?
I don't have
That
friends.
October babies are like the best people?
The what?
The October babies are the best people.
Who says
When
that?
were you born?
I wasn't born in October.
When were you born?
November 30th.
Yeah, it's close.
It's not close. You got me
Yes,
close
it
to
is
October
close.
and think October maybe.
10 and then 11.
Well, mine's basically the 12th month almost. Last day
Yeah,
of
he's the
November.
last
Oh,
day
is
of
it?
November.
Yeah,
so not close.
Definitely not.
He's closer to December.
I'm a December baby.
Yeah. December's the shit. I don't
Yeah.
care what nobody says. You get all kinds of stuff prior to starting the new year. So you get Christmas.
But it starts with October.
No,
I
nobody
don't get a
cares
gift.
about
I don't get
October.
a gift in October.
Yeah, I don't get no gifts. What do I get to go do? Get cavities? Then I gotta go to the dentist and
Oh, I'm getting white candy.
have to pay bills.
You don't like candy?
Not really.
I'm not the biggest. Are you a candy person?
It's like school.
I like M&M's.
Like M&M's? Okay, this is a question that came up the other day, and I want to know your perspective. Actually, on that note, before we even get started, go like and subscribe, please. I keep saying it at the end of the video. I'm gonna say it at the beginning of the video. Go like and subscribe, please, and thank you. On that note, I want y'all's take. Maybe y'all can comment in the comment section. Do you think chocolate is candy, or is candy just a broad of like perspective of every type of like sweet?
No, I think chocolate's candy.
Yeah.
Okay.
Because you get like little Debbie's, that's like a snack.
Yeah, it's not candy.
Hold on. But I'm not talking about snack like cakes. I'm talking if you get a Snickers, is that considered a candy like a lollipop?
It's called a candy bar,
Yeah.
bro.
It's chocolate.
That's what I'm saying. Is it not a chocolate
Chocolate.
before it's a candy? Because I think like
Candy.
Skittles,
Yeah.
Starburst, Twizzlers, stuff like that is candy. And then you go to the chocolates, you got your Reese's, your Snickers, your Twix, your Milky Way. Those are chocolates.
I guess you're kind of right, because like sports, it could be anything, and then ventures off into different.
So you think it's more of
it's categorizing like
categorizing?
It's putting them in a broad box as candy, and then everything else is just like.
That makes sense because Johnny from YouTube and Fortnite, shout out John. He was telling me the same thing. He's like, it's like breaking it down though. At that point, like everything's candy until you start breaking it down to what type of candy.
Yeah.
But then I don't know what else. What when you don't call like Skittles candy, what do you call it? Because obviously a candy, like a chocolate, is considered candy. That's the broader perspective.
You would do like
But
lollipops, then you would do like everything else would be just.
Don't use
hands,
the name.
Like hands, like hand.
Well, like, wouldn't it
candies.
be like hard candy and then gummy candy? Like,
I guess,
gummy
yeah.
bears, gummy worms,
Okay.
the ropes.
Yeah.
I know this is funny to start the podcast this way. I just had to ask because this came up the other day, and I was
That's a hard question to answer, though. It's just like, I think everything's candy.
I guess for the longest time I thought chocolates were chocolates and candy was candy.
I don't know.
Like I said, because chocolate, Hershey's, Kisses, that's chocolate. That's if you were to say, "Hey, would you like a candy?" No, give me a chocolate. Give me a Reese's.
I just look at it like
If I wanted candy, then yeah, grab me a bag of Skittles. That's candy. It's like hard. It's the sticky, sweet.
Snickers is sticky and sweet.
Yeah, but that's because the what
No,
is it called?
look at you, now you're
Nougat.
they got caramel in it too.
Nougat.
Nougat. Yeah, so that's what's inside of Snickers. That's not candy.
Oh, I don't know.
Candy's like the stuff you put over M&Ms. That outer crunchy shell is the candy part of.
Isn't that still chocolate?
Yeah.
That's still
I would
It's like if
think-
you have peanut M&Ms, it's the peanut, and then it's chocolate around it.
Yeah, it's
Well,
hard.
even without the peanut, though, I'm talking. You could have just a regular M&M has the milk chocolate, and then it has the candy.
Yeah,
on
But
it.
I
hard
think it's,
chocolate.
isn't it just coloring?
It's just hard chocolate.
But it's candy. It's like a candy coat.
It's
So
a-
chocolate is candy.
No, that's like the. I'm not even considering M&Ms. I would consider M&Ms the best of both worlds.
Yeah.
That's the one exception you get when you get candy and you get chocolate at the same time. Now you can throw pretzels, you can throw peanuts, you can throw whatever else they caramel or caramel.
Caramel.
Caramel?
Caramel.
Nobody says caramel. Do you say pecan or pecan?
No, I think pecan.
Okay.
Some people say pecan. I don't like when people say pecan. Give me a pecan.
We just,
What
had
do you
that,
Pecan.
we just had that talk last night with the homies. Somebody said caramel, and I was like, you mean caramel? And they just looked at me like, what? Oh, yeah. Like, I never said it like that, I guess. I never said caramel.
It's caramel.
Whatever.
I don't know. I
It's,
guess it's it don't matter.
I don't give a fuck.
So I want to now that we're past all that, y'all guys tell us what you think. Candy, chocolate,
They're just gonna call us
all the
dumb.
same thing. Huh?
They're just gonna be like, y'all are dumb. We really, everything's candy. I already know that's
Well, that's fine. If you think everything's candy, comment in the comment section. Everything's candy. If you're a chocolate lover
Do
and
you
you think
consider gum candy?
Yeah.
yeah, it's sugar, like straight just sugar
I don't
and
know.
rubber. I don't know what gum is else. What else is it made? How does it not dissolve?
I don't know, bro.
And on top of that, when you digest it, it's the same thing as well. So, gum is rubber. It's a piece of tire you like to chew on, and occasionally makes your breath smell a little bit better for about 10 minutes.
I don't know.
I don't even chew gum very
I
often.
don't like it really.
Honestly, I don't even know the last time I bought a pack of gum. I hope my breath smells good. 'Cause
I'm pretty sure.
should I tell that story? Nah, I'm gonna save that for a different video.
I'm pretty sure mine just tastes or smells like beer all day.
That's not
probably,
good.
probably what it smells like all day.
That's disgusting.
I'll take it.
Have you ever left the beer out for a long time and it just sat there for weeks?
And drink it? Yes.
No, that's disgusting. You know what I heard is
I thought it was gonna be a good idea just to drink it. Yeah.
no, that's
Why waste it?
one. It's flat. It's no longer carbonated.
Oh.
The taste is probably horrible.
You know what I do with Cokes? I let them like open them and then I'll leave them like on the.
Yeah, Dad told me. I think
and
that's weird.
And I drink it afterward. I don't like it like carbonated and then early.
That's so weird.
I like it flat.
I don't even. I'm not allowed.
Have you ever tried sparkling water?
You want to go?
Isn't Topo Chico or whatever?
It's mineral.
Oh, it's mineral
No,
water?
Mineral water. Yeah,
That shit's pretty flames.
it's pretty good.
I'm
Try
gonna
it
have
out.
one. I should drink one of those since all I've been drinking is freaking water.
Oh yeah, they're pretty good. They have pomegranate flavor. Pretty fire.
Damn, for reals?
Rob put me on.
Fucking Rob, I had to call him out because I seen his dad the other day and he was like, "Hey bro, I like your hair." I was like, "Thanks man, I've been trying to grow it out for a few months now." And then he's like, "Rob cut his hair like that." And I was like, "For real?" He's like, "Yeah." He came by and I was like, "I've seen that haircut before." And that Rob was like, "Oh yeah, on Joelle or what?" And got all hurt.
Now he's all bald.
Shit. Anyways, let's get into the actual podcast. She's 19, fixing to be 20 here in 5 days, 6 days. It's Thursday. You said Tuesday, right?
Yeah, 5 days.
5 days. Okay, so she's about to be 20. What is it that you have done since you've been out of high school?
Work.
Work?
Yeah. I went to college. I tried to go to college full time online while having a full time job. It was
It was
stressful.
what?
It was stressful.
How so?
I'm not one of those online learners. I need to ask questions. I need other input. Show me how you got this, not just give me video and like you should get this. Like show me how.
Okay. And I'm assuming now you no longer attend college?
Yes, I don't.
So you're a full-time worker.
Yep.
Okay. Is there potential of returning to school? There
I
is.
plan on going next semester.
Okay.
I took a little break because I wasn't sure. I was originally going for mathematician.
Okay.
I like math, and I started working at a daycare, and I like kids, and so I want to do social work.
Okay, that's cool. And so, initially, was there ever the thought of, before, I won't say drop out because there's the possibility of going back, but when you decided to temporarily put it to the side, was there a thought of maybe doing, like, going into school? Like, going?
Yeah, I registered this semester to go back in, but I didn't get financial aid, and so
Okay.
yeah, I didn't get to.
Dang it. That's what kind of stinks now is, I'm sure you watched the James Scott podcast where we talked about school and how students have free tuition as of now already with the lottery scholarship, and then you get the Pell Grant, get financial aid, especially at a community college. But the moment you decide you don't want to go, you kind of let all that go as well. So, dang it. But you want to be a social worker. And what do you plan on maybe doing with that eventually? Is there any ideas?
Yeah, I actually want to go into CYFD.
Really? I got a friend's mom. She used to work there, so if you ever need the hookup, I can help
tell
you
me
out.
please, because
Yeah.
I try to reach out to everyone.
And so you mentioned kiddos. You I know this is me knowing her personally a little bit. You used to have a job, the same job, just dealing with the older kids than you do now. Were they older kids or are they same age?
Which job are you talking about? Because
Didn't you just go from one job to the next?
Yeah,
same
but
job?
then I went back.
Oh, so you're already back at the old job?
Yeah.
Oh, so you were like, I won't say infants, but...
Yeah, I was with the infants.
And now you went back to your old job?
Yeah, and the reason for that is because I don't want to say that like they're perfect kids, but I like the kids who are in foster care, not really, don't have that stability, and so I like to be that stability for them.
Okay.
And I just like to talk to older kids, and babies, they don't talk.
Yeah, I'm aware.
Yeah.
Baby, no, let's not talk babies.
Okay.
Why not?
This
I
is a
know.
personal issue right now. I just
Oh
Oh
don't talk
my
about it.
god, is this something we're gonna... Here's it coming out.
No,
Anyways,
no.
so do the ages vary from where you work now?
Mm-hmm.
From what age to what age?
They can be like a week old. Yeah.
Already in foster care?
No. Well, yeah. As soon as they're little, they can get into foster care. We have some infants that are in foster care all the way up until they're like 5. That's what we take up until they're in kindergarten at the daycare.
Okay.
So, like, at least in every classroom, there's at least, I'd say, about 3 foster kids in each classroom.
Wow. And so you only go up to the age of 5, and then once they're at 5, what happens then?
They start to go to kindergarten.
I was gonna say they go probably elementaries and shit.
Mm-hmm. So then they can't come to daycare no more because they'll be there all day and might get into after school programs, and so they
Okay.
won't need it anymore.
Right. Dang, that's crazy to think that
Oh,
a
wow.
kid that has, even at 5, you don't have choices, I guess.
Yeah.
But like when you say like a week old, and I mean even within a year old, like it's kind of sad. How does one end up there? Do you know? Like,
In foster care?
yeah, how does?
Usually it's where their parents are not making good choices, getting into like choosing drugs over their kids, can't provide for the kids. There is a little boy, and him and his brother, they were homeless. Their mom was homeless. They were living in her car. She didn't have a job, and so that's just how they were living before a social worker found them and put them in foster care so that they can have an opportunity, I guess, for a better childhood. And sometimes foster care is for parents to also get back on their feet. so they can try to get their kids back.
Oh, okay.
I didn't know that. I thought when she was in there, it was like you don't have a chance.
Because we still have kids that will go on visits with their real parents, and they're in the process of getting them back.
Oh, well, that's good. I mean, I like that. I like the idea of possibly getting a second chance. It's unfortunate, though. I know you're young, and I don't know your thought about having kids or when you plan on having kids, if you ever plan on having kids. But I would like to think that certain people probably, I don't want to say shouldn't have kids, but depending on the situation, I'm not so sure that I trust those that do go through a lot of stuff that end up losing their kids, even after a certain amount of time, deserve that second chance.
Mm-hmm.
Because I'm a big believer of actions do speak louder than words. But also, with that being said, in order to prove that, it's got to be a substantial, like, evidence that you have made that turn. And I don't know what your take is as far as people. I 100% believe people deserve second chances, but I also think after the first time, because trust, I think, is earned from the beginning.
Mm-hmm.
And unfortunately, people anywhere can have a kid at any time, even if they're not ready to have a kid or whatever. And that's what a lot of people don't understand, I think, is that you're bringing someone else's life into the world, and then you're just going to allow them to be taken away, and then think, well, I know I messed up the first go around, so please let me prove myself. Which, if you can, you can, but man, that's tough because I don't know, man. Kids, I've seen it personally where it affects them later on.
Yeah, I've seen it too. There's a little situation, and a little boy and his parents are trying to get him back, but every time they get that, okay, now we're allowed to pick up our kid from the daycare, they
Mm-hmm.
mess it up, and then they're not allowed to see him, like, at all. And then they get that second chance, and they do the same thing over and over and over.
I just think humans are like, how do you say it?
Flawed.
They're like, we're addictive. Like everybody's addicted to something, and then we're a creature of habits too. So once you put your habit and the addiction together, you're really never gonna beat it. And it's just like you give them 5 months to do it. Anybody could be sober for 5 months.
Well, that's what I mean, though, is I know everybody is 100% different.
Mm-hmm.
There's not one individual. I don't even care if you're twins. You guys are different.
Twins.
At the end of the day, though, you can sit here and make excuses but overall, those are just excuses. I don't care what it is. If you are addicted, I know it's not like just drop it cold and be like, oh, I'm not going to do drugs, or I'm not going to eat too much, or I'm not going to eat at all, or whatever the case you are, like you said, addicted to whatever it is you're addicted to. There's always a medium ground. You meet in the medium, and then you start progressing from there. You don't just accept it. Those people that do that, and I'm gonna be 100% honest, blunt, whatever, I don't really care for those people that say, well, this is who I am, you either accept it for who I am or not. No, that's not true. If you're an asshole, or you're rude, or you're woe is me, I'm the victim all the time, well, you know what, person, that's your choice. Like, you can change that. Everybody has choices. Now, whether or not you make good choices to benefit yourself, like when having a kid, if you don't think you can have a kid, then don't have a kid. There's condoms, there's birth control, there's the Plan B pill, and I know people are probably going to get me for this, but there is abortion. Like, even if you're against it, I don't think just because you have a baby inside you necessarily means you're now down to no other choice but to have a kid. And I don't know if we should get into this.
I don't want to get into it.
I'm
always down for anything.
Because I'm just like, if you make adult decisions, you have to deal with the adult consequences.
okay. We don't have to decide right now. We don't have to talk about if we're pro-life or pro-choice. We don't have to put that out there. But this is my one perspective on things. I am a strong believer of this, and I know it was a joke at the time when I heard it, but I really take it into consideration. It was a joke. It was put out there as a joke, but I've really thought about it, and it makes kind of sense. If the woman has a choice whether or not they're going to have the kid, and the guy has no input, they're not allowing him to say, Ben, I'm sorry, I'm having this kid, and that's that. And if you don't want to be a dad, that's fine. I'm going to put you on child support. That shouldn't be fair. I don't think that's fair that one person decides your future. Whether it's good, bad, or indifferent, I don't think so. So on the flip side, I think if women are allowed to make that choice that, you know what, I'm having the baby, I think you should be able to decide whether or not you want to be a part of that baby's life. And if that means you don't want to be, then you shouldn't have to pay child support. You shouldn't have to be obligated to do any of those things to support it, because again, if you don't want the kid, and you know, I'm in college. I'm 18 years old. Yeah, I fooled around with you. Yes, I made a mistake, but I shouldn't have to pay for it for the rest of my life, because then what? You drop out of college, you get a half-ass job, you're going to barely make ends meet for the rest of your life most likely, and you're never going to get anywhere with a kid that you weren't prepared for.
It goes both ways though, because what if the girl don't want to have a baby and she has the outright most decision on it, and she get an abortion, but the dad wanted to be a dad. Now she's having an abortion. Now the guy don't get to be a dad.
But then that even goes more so of the point of that maybe that's not the person you want to be with. Why would you want to be stuck with the person? A guy could go have a kid with anybody.
But it's just like, you're already there, already in the process. I mean, she don't have to have nothing to do with them. I mean, you don't have to put her on child support or anything.
Yeah, but the difference about that is who's going to be carrying the baby. She's got to carry the baby for 9 months. That's not fair to her. But that's what I mean. This is where it comes down to...
Women have a lot of choices.
That's what I'm saying. Women ultimately decide, am I or am I not having the baby? That's why the man should decide whether or not I'm going to be a dad or I'm not. I mean, I'm not here to side one sex to the next, because that's not what I'm doing. I'm just saying there's dads out there that became dads, and there's shitty dads. And there's some dads that are out there that are better dads than the mom's being a mom. You know, like, I don't think it's fair when you put it in perspective that the only person that's really getting hurt in all of this is the child. Like, it's sad to, and I know you enjoy your job, but on the other side of it sucks that we have to talk about foster care because somebody couldn't be responsible. And the only person hurting are those kids. And thank God you got someone like you that enjoys your job, enjoys interacting, enjoys loving, caring, watching, feeding, you know, all those nurturing things a mom or dad's not doing because they chose to get high on drugs, drunk, whatever. And I know not every situation is the same. Sometimes you just can't find a job and everything kind of trickled down from there. I get that. But then I get, she's talking about how they get a second chance. You know? You get a second chance. Okay, we'll basically babysit for X amount of time. You go find a job, get an apartment, get a car that runs, make sure you're doing everything good. And here in the next 6 months or so, after you prove to us that you've made some type of progression, and you have a kid back. And I think that's perfect. It's just people sometimes, I don't know, I guess just don't deserve to have kids.
Yeah. Because you can manipulate somebody just to get your kid back.
Mm-hmm.
And that's what sucks, man, because kids don't deserve to be ran through the dirt when they don't have choices. Like imagine putting yourself there at 4 years old, even 5, 7, 10, don't matter, and you're just, mom and dad aren't your mom and dad. You might call them mom and dad, but eventually they're going to tell you that they're not your mom and dad, or they're not your parents. And that has to take a toll on people. Like, just that simple, that's gotta suck.
Yeah, it does.
And I know those that, I super respect those that adopt and take care of their kids and treat them like they are their own. And it's like, that could not be easy. I'm sure I could do it if I've even thought about that. Like, I know I joke around from time to time about having a kid but not wanting the baby mama or whatever. But the thought of adopting has always crossed my mind. Like, why would it be odd for me to adopt a child? Because I'm a male? Like, that shouldn't be the reason. Like, if I want a kid and
it'd be hard for you because you're a single father, or you would be a single father. They look into all that.
That's what I'm saying. That to me shouldn't be the deciding factor.
That's true.
Like, I'm fixing to be 30 within the next couple of years, and I don't think whatever. Like, if you want to drug test me and run me through the system and come check my home, check my immediate family, whatever. I think that's what it boils down to. I don't think they should sit there and be like, well, you're a single father, or not even a father, you're just a single person, but you're a male. Because I guarantee you, if a female wanted to do it, I'm almost sure. And I'm not saying it'd be easy, but it'd probably be an easier process.
It probably. I don't know how it works, really.
It's really complicated.
On adopting?
Yeah, well, just getting custody in general. Like, a little boy, his sister, she's trying to get him, but she can't because the social workers base her off of her mom. Mm-hmm. Like, oh, if your mom's like this, how can we say that you're not like this? And that's what's kind of irritating because she's also raised all of her siblings. So for them to say, well, we're not going to give you this kid because you're mom. Like, that's also frustrating. Because then they'll find loopholes for certain people, and then they'll make it harder for the people who actually want those kids.
Have you ever thought of another way?
What do you mean?
Like, for instance, we're talking, you're only 20 years old. You got your entire life ahead of you. You said you intend on going to school eventually, finishing college, whatever. Maybe finding another way of doing things maybe different than the system that is currently.
Yeah, that's why I want to go into it, so that I can make sure, because there's some people, they're getting kids and they say they're not doing it for the check, but sometimes they don't speak English, and those kids speak English, so it's like,
how does that work?
Yeah, how are you going to foster them and ensure that they're getting what they need? And yeah, they can learn Spanish, but not when they don't know English. You know, when the foster parent don't know English.
That's freaking weird.
And then they have 4 other kids
that all speak Spanish.
No, that she just fosters. You know, it doesn't.
So
make
people
sense.
foster kids just. Well, we won't put it out there as just collecting the check, but just cause.
Sometimes, yeah, just to get that extra money, yeah.
Well, yeah. How do you think?
The government supports them. The government pays for the daycare if the foster parents are working.
I did not know that.
They help you out with that child while they're in your care.
Only until they're 18, though, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Oh, so you can go to daycare till he's 18?
No, I mean
but
until he's because at that point the child is basically not basically, they're an adult, and so you're no longer caretaking for that child. You would probably if you've taken care of them for God knows how long. That's still your kid, but you know what I mean.
I don't know about all this kid shit, man.
It's a sticky situation because, like I said, I think everybody deserves a chance to prove themselves, but frankly, if you fucked up the first time, why would I, if I were the CYFD or whatever, I was the person caring for the child, why would I look at you any other way than think, you already messed up your opportunity? And yes, those are exceptions. There's exceptions to certain situations, but
I think the same way. It's like you had that one opportunity, and now your kid's in foster care, and like even if it's just 6 months, that's 6 months of his life that he was basically imprisoned in the foster care system. Basically, it's like
because I've heard there's, and maybe not around here, but and maybe have I heard? Maybe I'm lying. But that the foster care situations aren't always the best either.
Yeah. Sometimes foster kids don't even go to families.
Yeah, they're like in a home with a bunch of kids.
Yep.
See, and that to me is sad.
Sometimes they don't get that parent one-on-one, get to go on trips together. Sometimes they don't get that at all.
And that's what I mean is this is my point. The point I'm trying to get at is, if you want a kid, I would suggest maybe go adopt a kid. Because there's already so many kids out there without parents. Why would you bring another kid in here with the possibility of you not even being able to take care of them? I know too many damn people. I don't care if you get offended by what I'm about to say. You guys are partying out and about as much as I see it on Snapchat, on wherever. You guys are out every weekend. And if you like leaving your kids with your parents, your grandparents, whoever, cool. But that's not cool. Like, you're basically saying partying, drinking, your friends are more important than your own kids. I know for a fact that if I were to have a kid and that chick decided she wanted to go party and we happened to not be together or whatever, 10 out of 10 times I'm sitting there saying, well, bring me my kid. It's your weekend, but that's my kid and you're going to go fuck off. Then bring me my kid because I want to spend more time with my kid since you don't want to take advantage of the time you get with my kid. That's how I would do it. And yeah, I'm talking a lot considering I'm not a dad, but I know if that were to happen, then I know I'm gonna be a fucking good dad. Because I don't think everybody talks about it like, oh, having a kid is the most amazing thing, and blah, 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 blah. I know it ain't easy. I'm not sitting here saying it's easy, but I know for a fact that I wouldn't want to burden my own parents with babysitting.
I babysit.
But that's the thing, like, there's exceptions. Like, yeah, I understand, like, hey, you mind, like, watching so-and-so for a little while?
But maybe it's like, you want to go out on a date night,
Exactly.
Hey, I want to go on a date night. We haven't had it in a while. Can you please watch my kid? But when it's like, I'm going to go get blacked out drunk. Can you watch my kid? Like,
weekend after weekend after weekend.
If you said you're going out on a date, I'm going to cock block you. No, I can't watch your kid.
Well, but that's what I mean is, and I'm going to be another bit honest. Those grandparents to the kids that enable your own child to just say, hey, here's my kid, drop them off, and you don't kind of put them in their place, you're just enabling them to keep doing it.
Yeah, they already enabled the parent, now they're enabling the baby, basically.
Exactly.
Showing them the same way that the kid thinks, like, oh, I can have a kid.
Yeah, those grandparents are like, yes, honey, I'll take care of so-and-so. Go ahead, have a good time, be safe. Well, yeah, no shit. They're gonna keep coming back and asking for the same favor time after time. And when you don't ever say no, what do you expect? You can't come back and complain because they're gonna be like, well, why is it all of a sudden a problem? It's like when you date somebody. If you date somebody knowing that person, like, okay, let's say for instance, they smoke weed, okay? You're dating someone, they smoke weed. You know they smoke weed right off the bat, right? Well, you guys hang out, date for months on end, maybe 6 months into the relationship. You guys decide, someone finally pops the I love you, I want to be with you, blah, blah, blah.
6 months?
6 months. I don't know. I don't know how it works. I haven't dated in a couple years. But after however long you say, oh, I love you. Okay, but those 6 months before that, he or she was smoking weed, right? And then that 6 month hit and you say I love you to each other, and now the smoking weed is a problem. It can't be a problem. It wasn't a problem before. You loved me. You fell in love with me while I was getting high. But now you love me and you want to change that habit? No, I don't think that's okay.
I feel that.
I think if somebody cares enough about somebody, they would change it
On their
own, or change themselves prior to being into a relationship so that they're ready to be in a relationship.
Which I don't like. You use the weed situation. I know it's just a random ass topic. But I don't think weed's that bad.
Well, no. That's just it's just
a topic,
that's.
You know? Like, but then cigarettes.
But for you, that's not that bad. Maybe for her, it's bad.
True.
You know what I mean? It's always somebody else's perspective. Like maybe you're cool with smoking weed, but then maybe the you have a habit of every Sunday for football, you have your boys over, cookout, getting faded all the time. Every Sunday. Every Sunday. And even once basketball season comes, it's every Sunday because basketball falls on Sundays. Once football's over, Sundays. All Sundays. That was like your homie's day. And then all of a sudden it's like, I gotta go to work tomorrow. You're over here partying till fucking 1 a.m. Like, it's unacceptable. But the last 6 months, it was cool. You see what I'm saying?
True.
It doesn't always have to be drugs.
It's the creature of habit. You basically enabled them with that habit for so long.
And that's what I mean when it comes to the parents saying, yeah, I'll take care of the baby mija or mijo. And,
but don't you think they're like kind of, how do you say it, kind of like, I guess you would say optimistic. They're like, oh, maybe he'll stop doing that eventually. But like as a parent, I guess if mom kept doing that, you'd be like, oh, she'll do it anyways. And then she's probably thinking like, oh, eventually he'll be like, nah, I'm just gonna stay home with so and so.
Well, no. When you it's like having, what's that movie called, Hall Pass? Mm-hmm. Where they the women give the guys a hall pass to go basically fool around for the weekend. I mean, when you got a hall pass, it's like, oh, hey mom, or hey dad.
The hall pass or the
like
babysitting?
The babysitting. That's your hall pass to go do whatever you want.
I thought they're supposed to be nasty with
No, I'm just saying, no, like, you basically get that free pass, and again, it just, like you said, it just becomes a habit that, I don't know, like, if you're partying and you're doing all that stuff, I see this with, I know this is going to sound super biased, and it's completely not, but I've seen a lot since I've been out of school for 10 years. Girls get pregnant early, okay? They get pregnant out of high school and they have their baby. They're with their baby daddy for a few years. You know, they make it work for a while, but then, you know, maybe y'all were high school sweethearts, but you guys just rushed into things. And then you guys break up. Maybe you even got married and got divorced. And I know this sounds biased, but the women always seem like they were the ones that had missed out on 5-6 years. So then that's them now. They're out there partying, drinking, getting faded.
I think the only reason I do that is because most of the time the guys are having guys' nights out and the women are pretty much staying home. It's like,
no, and I that's what I'm saying, but they're trying to do what? Make up for lost time. They decided, well, dang, I've been in a relationship with kids for 5 years now, and I've not done any of this. Let's go, and they go hard. There's balls to the wall, and I'm
I
like,
haven't got to that part of my life where I see it a lot. I see it with older people that are like close to 30s, 35, excuse me, like ages, but not my age really.
and don't get me wrong, if you had been in that type of situation where, yeah, it unfortunately led into a divorce and stuff, I'm not here to say keep your ass inside. I'm saying do it in moderation. Like, yeah, but why does it even have to be getting fucked up all the time? Like, go take a vacation.
I mean, you don't have to get fucked up. Like a party scene for a parent shouldn't be a place you should be at. Like a party, not like a get together, but like a party. Like
yeah, like if I was a female and I just got divorced and I had kids and I wanted to drink, I think socially drinking like at a house with like some of my girlfriends, that's okay.
Well, yeah, random.
But when I'm at the bar and I'm at the next bar and then I end up at Epic and then I'm probably at some random person's house afterwards, you're
not in your 18 to 25s range. That's like their range. You're in the upper.
You're in the upper
like,
30s.
Chill, drink wine with your ladies, and watch like Hulu or some shit. Like, come on.
Do you plan on having kids or adopting?
Yeah.
Both?
Congratulations, because
Yeah.
I think we're both on the fence with this one.
No, I mean, have you always wanted to have kids?
Mhm.
Are you like into marriage?
Yeah. Well, yeah. I'd want to get married someday.
So you'd like to get married and
At
have
least
kids?
once or multiple?
No, just once. I just want one marriage to stay forever.
I don't want to get too personal, but are your parents married?
Yes.
And they've been married for a while now and stuff?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. That's good. That's how our parents are, but it's funny because for the longest time, like growing up, I told myself I'd never get married.
Yeah, growing up, I was like, yeah, I want to get married by 20. Yeah, and I'm ready
Well,
to be
20?
Yeah, I'm going to be 20.
So this year, huh?
No.
This year you're getting married? Am I invited? The Beard Bros invited?
I was too young when I made that.
We'll wear tuxedos, don't worry about it. We want to come like this. We'll wear full tuxedos.
I'll be looking
I'll put
fresh.
those on.
I might have to like crash the wedding a little.
It's just different. Like when I made that like promise to myself, like, oh yeah, you're gonna get married when you're real young. Things were different.
You can buy husbands, you know that, right?
Huh?
You can buy like a husband.
Do you know Spanish?
No.
Oh.
I'm one of those.
Yeah, same.
No, it's
I'm
fine.
a coconut.
We're one of those coconuts too, I guess.
But it's funny because my coworker taught me this thing called double language, and I speak that so much better than I do Spanish.
You wanna give
Yeah,
us
what's
an
double
example?
language?
It is
What's
I
that?
said it is like this.
But what are you doing there?
You add like DG. She's gonna get mad at me because she's gonna see this. She's like, why are you teaching everybody? But you add DG after every syllable. So like Ben is bet again, and Joel is Jodago Edigo.
I get what you mean. So you have to put DG after the O and the E?
No, after the syllable.
Oh, so the J and the L?
So like
Okay.
Joe, Jodago, L, Edigo,
Oh, okay.
Jodago Edigo.
How long did it take you to...
3 days.
And you were practicing hard.
Yeah.
You probably should do Spanish because you might learn it.
Nah.
What was that? You don't know how to speak Pig Latin? Or is that a type of Pig Latin? That you're...
I don't know. People say that, and I'm just like, I don't know. I just speak.
I don't even know what's going on. I'm lost. I don't even know how to read. Y'all read spelling and shit. What the fuck is going
No,
on?
I mean... That's cool. I don't know if that ever come into... Like... To benefit you.
It's just cool, you know.
I
Where
mean,
they'll
it's-
just be talking, and everyone's like, or like my parents, they would talk in Spanish in front of me and my sister, and my brother. We didn't know Spanish; they didn't teach us, so we figured out this, and so we talk like that in front of them, and they just look at us, and it's like, the tables have turned. It's our turn now.
We have to find
Oh my goodness. No, I am not doing anything. But there's a language I want to learn. It's just like Italian.
What do you mean?
No, I'm just kidding. It'd be Spanish. It's the only language I need.
I probably want to learn like Chinese. I like real Chinese women.
I don't need to know Chinese.
You like Chinese women?
Yeah, Chinese women. Well, I like white women. But
Yeah,
I mean,
Chinese are white.
They're yellow.
They're white.
I'm racist. They're yellow.
Yeah, they eat a lot of white rice. I think that's what it is.
What's your type?
Type of women?
I ain't got no type.
I ain't got no type. Honestly, I don't think I really have a type.
Here comes the question. Somebody.
I honestly, I think something that I noticed is someone, the moment we engage in conversation, I can kind of feed off of, I hate saying it like I'm being arrogant, but I'm not.
Spit it out.
Your intelligence level, from just speaking, you can kind of tell, like, obviously if you have an accent and stuff, like Mexican and stuff, then there's probably a little bit of a learning curve there, so you're probably not high on the food chain when it comes to like IQ.
Mm-hmm.
But I think I'm attracted to smarter women. I can tell when I'm talking to a smarter female and I'm speaking to like a thought.
So you think it's smart thought?
I mean, okay, that's fair. I guess there are some thoughts that are smart, but
Want me to name a couple?
Oh.
I get see, but that's another thing is I have had my fair share of fun. I can't lie.
I thought you were gonna say thoughts.
I mean, they weren't called thoughts then.
I know. What did y'all call y'all like?
Sluts,
I just call
skanks,
skanks,
whores.
Oh.
I know this is very bad. I'm sorry.
I just say thoughts.
Yeah.
Well, thoughts is just the.
It's more clean.
Yeah, because like parents really don't know what a thought really is. Like
More censored.
Okay, fine, but I guess like I had my fair share, and then
Lucky.
I've just kind of grown. Like I feel like I've just kind of been maturing more, like as the years go on, and that I think women that are smart. Physical attraction, I know that sounds super almost,
Color.
I don't want to say cliche, no, but I do have to be physically attracted to them. Like, I got to look at them and say, like, she's beautiful. Like, I don't...
So,
What?
you don't have like a preference? You just want a smart woman? It doesn't matter? Besides looks, of course. Smart woman.
Smart women,
So it's like you
looks...
You don't like the like specific like type, like white girl or like a brown chick or a black chick or.
I guess if I had to choose, it'd have to be around the Hispanic, Mexican, Latin heritage. Like that's the
Yeah.
What about you? Like,
No, just kidding. I don't know. Before, when I was younger, but I'm still young, I was like, oh, you have to be 6 foot, you have to be this, you have to be that. Like 6 foot was like, I would ask people, how tall are you? And they're like 5'8", but okay, we're not talking. That's how real.
wait, what? You want to run that by me? So somebody was 6 foot and they asked how tall you
No,
were?
I asked how tall they were. Like that'd be the first thing I'd ask them is like, oh, you know, how tall are you? Like, oh, you know, 5'8". Like, cool, okay, you're a good friend.
Dang, your friends on them right off the bat
I
just because of the fucking height.
But now that I'm older, I like, you know, you said you check physical appearance, right? You have to be physically attracted. My thing is, I got to get to know you, and then I start to see things like, you know, oh, I like this about them. Oh, I really never noticed.
Okay, hold on. I think that goes for everybody, though. That's, okay, you're going, because if I start talking to you, there was something that initiated that I even wanted to engage further to get to know you. You see what I'm saying? Like, something brought me to you to even, like, get to the point of getting to know you. Because, yeah, if I like you physically and maybe you speak well, then that doesn't necessarily mean, like, hey, you want to be my lady? Like, let's be together. No, I'm not that guy. Like, I take my time, too, but what is it that initially you're like, I would like to speak to that gentleman? Gentlemen, right? It's just gentlemen.
Yeah.
Okay.
I don't know. Physical or?
It don't matter. It could be physical. Maybe.
He dresses
Maybe
nice
they
or
dresses. Well, that could be attraction too. But maybe you meet a doctor or you
I
go.
don't know. It's different with every person that I've talked to or have been interested in.
Okay.
Like, either I'll talk. The youngest I've ever talked was like a couple months younger than me, and I don't know. I like older, not like super old, but like older guys, mature.
I think that's a common thing with females, though. They want a mature guy. It's hard for a girl to like usually around the same age because they're not all on the same pathways, like as far as maturity levels. So then, like, you could get an 18-year-old that likes a 23-year-old, but then that 23-year-old can't get a 23-year-old because she's thinking of more like 28-year-old, where the 23-year-old's still not mature enough.
So you got some range, dog. You get 28, so you get like my age.
I think 21 is about as low as it goes for me, and even then, I don't really want someone that's barely coming off of the being 21 kind of thing, because it's like they're probably just wanting to while out a little bit, and I'm not on that tier anymore. So I wouldn't be able to engage too much with that kind of lifestyle.
I get you. Yeah, I don't know. Like if I see a girl and I'm talking to them, they have to be goofy, like right off the bat. It can't be like into the relationship. Now you're goofy. You gotta be goofy, like bro.
So you like someone that's comfortable with themselves.
Yeah. Because if you ain't goofy, I can't fuck with you really. I just do goofy.
I like goofy, but I also like. I don't remember if it was. I think it was our last guest. They had mentioned, like, they like to be like fucking around and stuff at all times, but then when they need to be serious, it's serious. I think I'm reverse. I like someone that has goals. Like, I like someone that has, like, their focus is just straight and narrow. There's nothing going to sidetrack them. And no matter what, they're going to achieve their goals. And in the meanwhile, every now and then, they'll venture off and have a good time and stuff, but they're completely locked in. I like someone like that. That shows determination, probably some type of independence, That's kind of my person. Almost like a leader. Like, I like someone that can hold their own.
I don't even have goals for myself, so I don't expect anybody to have goals.
Well, that's why you like people being funny. You joke around, and they joke around.
Thanks.
What about you?
What do you mean?
What else? Like, what else?
I don't know. I like, I'm a real church girl, so I like someone that's plugged in and serving others. Selfless. I like someone who's selfless.
Now that you mentioned the church thing, that's kind of been my thing too. I think that is solely a reason why I've been so hesitant as of lately to even consider anybody. Because I have dove so far deep into my beliefs and my relationship with God that I trust Him and His timing, and He will bring upon the perfect woman for me eventually. And there's no need to rush.
A woman?
I don't think God doesn't condone
love.
Sure.
Yeah, we'll call it love.
I'm ready for that. I'm ready for some
I already
questions.
answered one of them.
Yeah, she asked. Okay, let's go. I had a question just now that you said love. Do you think love is real?
Yes.
How so?
I don't know. It's just like going back to church thing. Like when you know who God is and who His love is, then eventually you're gonna find someone who knows how to love you right the way that God loves you.
Right.
So I believe in love because God made it.
I don't believe in love.
What do you think love is?
Well, it's like it's matter that doesn't matter. It's like it's just there. It could come and go.
But there's also seasons.
Because like, think about it, bro. Like, if I had an ex-girlfriend, I loved her, I don't love her no more. Love comes and goes. Does this matter? That doesn't
Okay, but do you wish ill upon her?
matter. No, I don't wish ill on anybody.
Okay, so see, that's my point is, I can
hate
love.
anybody.
No. This is what I was getting at.
Damn.
is-
There's like different love languages. There's like physical love, you know, what is it?
Spiritual love,
Yeah, spiritual love.
mental love.
There's like different types of love. So like, I could tell my mom I love you, and that's like, you know, she's my mom. You know, she raised me. We've got a connection. But
But
you
she
know,
wasn't your
like
mom.
if it was like an ex, you know, I can say, you know, I loved them, I poured time into them, but it doesn't mean that I hate them. But it's
You
just,
just don't love him no more.
it was just a season.
See, my take on that is a little similar to yours. Like, I think love is real because she pointed that whole thing, and we've been speaking of that in church as of late. That you should know God loves you, but you should love yourself too. Like, you should love yourself just like you do love God, and then you love others. And like with the ex situation is, if I loved you and that means I cared enough, I still probably love you. But I love you from a distance. Just because we didn't work out, that does not mean those feelings weren't real. Those feelings didn't exist. Those emotions weren't poured. They all of it was real. It just, we weren't meant for one another. And I remember one time I kind of mentioned this to a girlfriend at the time about an ex-girlfriend at the time. She didn't take it very well because she thought that I was still in love with my ex, but it was not like that. I said, yeah, I love her, but like, love her that I hope well for her. I hope she's doing good. I hope whatever she has in mind for dreams and goals, I hope she succeeds.
But it's not like a love, like, oh, I'm gonna go and see her.
Yeah, I'm gonna go text her, call her, be with her. Like, that's not the love. I love from distances. Just because, like, family that lives far away, just because they live far away doesn't mean you might not love them. You just love them from afar. And that's kind of the way I am, is there's not a single soul in the whole wide world that I don't care for. I wish everybody the most happiness and everything, even if
Is that love or just being...
I feel like that's love.
it's just, bro, there's just...
You're letting go of whatever hurt you to wish them the best. you know?
Exactly.
I feel like
Nice.
that's love.
It's not being nice, man. Being nice is like, to me, being nice is not the same as, like, being nice is more like being courteous. It's like, if I open the door for you, that's being nice. I didn't have to do it. I may not even wanted to do it, but I'm being nice. You know? That's a type of maturity. It's a type of, it's like manners almost. Like, not everybody has manners. You know, people don't open the door. No, people don't even say bless you anymore. They don't.
Or thank you.
Or thank you.
please.
Or
Somebody will
please.
get offended, bro. What if they don't like church? You can't
doesn't-
bless them, dude. That's messed up. What if
But
they
I'm
like
not
this,
saying
dude?
God bless.
Dude, that's...
Yeah,
As
like
in-
if it's name, bless you, you know?
Bless you.
I don't like people saying bless you, man.
What do you prefer?
Tell them, excuse you.
Oh.
That's what
I said, sorry, but sorry.
I just play now. That's just like a thing. Like, that's probably why people don't say bless you. Like, they don't want to offend you.
Maybe, but
But you know how 2019 is. A motherfucker.
It kind of hurts if I sneeze and no one says, like, bless you. I'm just like, oh, thanks.
I like bless myself.
Yeah.
no, I think love is real, and I think it exists. It's not real when it. I think the only way it couldn't be real is if that individual is like bitter inside.
So if you didn't love yourself, you could never love at all.
I think that's the most important thing. Like, obviously it's God, but you should love yourself because God loves you the
Like,
way
you're just
He
gonna
made
say,
you.
Yeah, or you're just going to say, like, oh, I don't love this about myself. And God's like, but I made you in my image. Or you say,
You're perfect
like, yeah.
in God's image. He made you exactly.
Preach.
I don't know if I'm allowed to do that, but it's just the way it is. That's the way I see it. God loves me for who I am, and not everybody's gonna love me.
Like-
but I'm not here to make everybody happy.
Like there's this quote and it said, you know, the way you think about yourself matters. You know, because once you start to see yourself a certain way, other people are also going to start to see you that way.
I think so, and that goes back to the whole, like, knowing your worth. If you love yourself from head to toe, then you know what you're worth.
Mostly the toe part.
That's what I'm saying. You don't like your feet, and you're already... People are going to think other things are wrong with you.
There is.
There's nothing.
Mentally.
Maybe. Nothing a little prayer won't fix.
Amen.
Okay,
Woo.
ask a
I say
question.
this too much. You know that I'm like...
I'm sorry.
I'm not real, like, I ain't into all that.
Okay, go for it. I want to
I'm
hear
going to
you.
make questions. I liked our conversation.
Oh, we can keep going. I don't have no problem. I'm...
Yeah.
Keep
So
going.
why do you feel like since you guys are a little bit older than me, why do you feel like
Okay, really?
what?
So now we're old men?
No, I'm just I
So-
said a little tad, just a tad,
I'm old as shit.
just a
10
hair.
years older than her.
But
Goddamn.
do you think that love is different now than back then?
Oh, 100%.
And why do you think that?
I-
Like what do you feel influences it?
Technology.
Technology?
100%. We don't engage.
Or do you think that people just don't get disciplined? Do you believe in discipline?
Oh, I 100%. If I were to have a kid, I'd spank the shit out of my kid. It is
I always tell myself I can't wait to have kids so I could spank them.
I don't know. I don't think I'm a discipline.
I mean, there's some. I love
This
my
is the
daycare.
thing about kids being disciplined. They don't get disciplined.
Yeah, I love
Today's
my
age.
I'm sorry.
No, go.
I love my daycare kids, but there's sometimes I'm like, man, like you just need a spanking. Like, watch them show you something. Like this is for my daycare kid.
Is that a
It's
bruise?
a bite, yeah.
A bite?
Yeah. I'm just
What the
saying.
frick?
Motherfucker done to the jaws?
Yeah.
See,
Grab my knee fat.
I'm just like,
I never looked at my
parents that don't discipline your kids, you can tell. You can tell what parents, and I'm not saying everything they do slightly
Reflects on
wrong
parents. Uh-huh.
needs to be like beaten.
Turn around. Please
Yeah,
turn-
like, don't get me wrong.
My dad used to do that. We figured it out with my mom. We'd put double pants or we'd pull our shirt down so when she spanked us, it didn't hurt. And my dad would be like, put your hands up. And we're like, okay.
But,
No.
We learned.
do y'all think there's any other way to influence a kid to do right other than like spankings?
Yeah.
Right.
Show them, like, hey, you know, redirected. That's what I like, redirection.
Redirection, but also this is my thing, and this goes for many things. I am 100% behind this. You lead by example. If you're gonna do it, how do you expect the little one to ever listen? And that doesn't just go for your kids. If you work at a wherever, you work wherever, if your boss is fooling around, he can't be mad at you. He's the leader. He's your boss. If he's not doing shit, how does he expect to come back and be like, hey, Ben, you need to do this shit? Well, what the hell are you doing?
I feel you.
Like, don't get me wrong. I understand.
Don't give me PTSD right now.
I'm just saying. Lead by example. Show your kids.
Yeah. I feel
Like,
you.
if we go to the store and you see an old lady, like you did that one time, that old lady had the waters. You just kindly said, hey, would you like some help? We helped her out really quick. If I were your kid, I'd see you being that kind. I would inherit that gesture.
That's why I'm just nice to everybody.
That's what. If you're cussing in front of your kids, what do you think's gonna happen?
I don't think cussing's bad.
I think it's not good.
I mean, we cuss. It's just
And
Okay.
a little boy flipped me off.
it don't matter.
Yeah,
Yeah,
and
he used the meanie finger.
yeah, and
Oh,
see that's
That's
what
what
I
he
mean.
called it. He's like, I'm gonna give you the
Priscilla's
middle
little
finger.
son at the thing. I was holding your middle finger. I kind of antagonized him, but then he finally said, "Fuck it," just flipped me off. But I'm just like, bro, I don't think cursing's bad. Like, if I had a kid, he was at school cursing, I'm be like, "What do you mean? You go home and curse? I mean, this man's just speaking how he wants to speak."
I see that. To me, no, I wouldn't want that. That's not.
That's a
How
choice I would allow him to make on his own. Like, if you think cursing's so damn good, go for it.
No.
And then if it became
Because
a real
okay, and then it's
problem-
other things too. Like if I'm drinking, like those people that have like family events and everybody's getting drunk and the kids are running around,
Oh, that's weird.
then I'm like, I feel uncomfortable doing that kind of thing because I don't want to be the influence of that child later on drinking. And I know the likelihood is very slim that I'm the reason, but I don't like to contribute either.
Yeah. I feel that. It's
Like, keep the two apart. At least respect yourself and love your child enough that if those are the decisions you're going to make, at least exclude the kid from it.
I think if I had a kid, and I obviously drink, but if I had a kid, I think I wouldn't get drunk. I'd get like moderate, like buzz, and just like have a moderation. Cause then it looks like you're just like blackout drunk all day.
Well, that's what the thing is, though, bro. Even if you're not getting fucked up or whatever, but let's say you're getting a little belligerent and I don't know, whatever, man. You could even be having a good time. Well, that kid at 5 years old is going to see you having the time of your life. What do you think he's going to think is cool?
That's true.
I want to be like my dad. He drinks Budweiser or whatever at the time. You know what I mean? It's like, oh, he did Slammer Jammers. That's the thing. Come on, man.
Or like when you drink, you're a little bit louder, and the kid might think you're just yelling, and you're just alcohol makes you talk louder.
Yeah,
I guess it's a little thing. That's why I don't really drink in front of my
That's
little kid.
it's that or smoking or arguing if the parents are constantly arguing,
I don't
or it's like, you know, when back in the day they used to say, like, I don't know anymore, maybe they still do, but they used to say think before you speak.
Yeah.
I think that goes down to like before you act too. Should always think before you act. Don't act on impulse unless you're playing sports where it's an
Or shopping.
impulse.
Shopping.
No, don't ever go to the store hungry.
No, not like grocery shopping, like anything.
That's good. That's good. I never thought about that.
Yeah, if you go to the store while you're
You
hungry,
go buy all kinds of food.
yeah, and stuff you don't even need, like you can buy cookies and popcorn, and then you end up with all these snacks where you didn't get no actual food.
Yeah,
I've done that before.
I've never really bought snacks. I only bought like hot Cheetos before. Like
I don't even like hot Cheetos.
You don't like hot
I
Cheetos?
don't like Takis. I don't like hot Funyuns.
Why is that?
I don't know. I just.
Are you a picky eater?
No, I'm not like him.
Here we fucking go.
No, it's
Nah.
just she brought it up, so I was wondering, like, maybe she's a picky eater because she don't like.
I just don't like the hot Cheetos.
Do you like chili? Like,
Yeah, I like chili.
Okay.
I can
You
eat
don't like the
chili.
like residue in your hands.
I'm not talking like.
No, it's not. I just don't like the taste. Like it just really makes
Oh,
my
okay.
stomach like turn a
Oh,
certain
it's
way
not
because
good
it's so
for you.
processed.
Yes,
Yeah.
it's not.
I get
good
what
for
you're
you.
saying, because I like real chili. It's like
Yes.
Yeah, like I can eat a chili by itself just like that.
Yeah, that's good shit.
Not like the stuff that y'all did on that episode.
You wanna
but
try it?
No.
We should get a girl to do a habanero thing.
Or-
Not habanero, but like
ghost pepper.
ghost pepper.
Ah!
Instead of a guy, it'll be a girl this time.
That'd be fucked up.
Well, they have to sign a waiver.
But I like. It's funny.
Give him a little peewee one.
Because
They don't
people,
matter.
the joke
Actually,
is like
fucking
everybody is fucking. I'm a picky eater. Everybody knows that. And then for some weird reason, I've only said it a few times. I don't know how to read, and it's a fucking thing with all my friends. Like it's a fucking thing. They're like, "You don't fucking know how to read." I'm like, "Yes, I do, bitch. I was just joking." So it started with it started with Matt and them, and now it's with like Felipe and all my coworkers. Like they'll be like, "You don't know how to read." I'm like, "How the fuck y'all come up with this shit?" Like I said it one time. And
But that's the thing is,
stuck, bro.
if you engage in that kind of stuff, like you could be joking, but people, you joked, and now they joked, and you don't like the joke no more.
No, it's not. Fuck no, it's a real thing. Motherfuckers be like, Ben really don't know how to read. I'm like, I don't know how to fucking read. Shut your stupid asses up. I'm tired of that fucking. It's been a joke forever, bro, and I only said it like once. It was just fucking. Because we were reading something, I was like, I don't know how to read. And then fucking it became a thing, and I'm just still dealing with it to this day. So I know not to joke about reading.
Mm-mm.
People like to make fun of people that don't know how to read.
I don't
Fucked
like
up.
to read.
That is fucked up.
I don't like to read.
Teach these motherfuckers.
I
how
don't like to read either. I can't sit down. My sister has like a whole library, and I'm just like, I can't sit down. and read.
I'll read.
I
I just
can't.
don't like it. It's like working out. I don't like working out. I'll do it.
Oh yeah, never done it.
It's just
I like working out.
I don't. I cannot stand it. I hate feeling tired.
I don't even understand. I took AP English for 2 years in high school. Every year we had to read a book during summer and do an assignment.
Yeah, I took all those classes.
Took away our summer, but I did it.
I wouldn't read them.
I think that's why
I would just, what were they called? The little cliff notes?
Yeah, but my teacher, she would pick a page and she'd be like, okay, tell me about this sentence
Oh, you're
right
definitely
here.
in a younger era than I was. Back then, no one gave a shit. I'd cliff note it, and
We tried.
I'm gonna read it.
And then she started doing that. Then she's like, okay, I'm gonna open the page, I'm gonna pick a sentence, and you tell me about it and tell me what happened. Because she got smart.
Damn,
So
how thorough of a read are you supposed to do? Because damn, I'm not sitting there thinking of one damn sentence.
Fuck no. It's funny though, because like all my homies graduated high school and they're like, oh, I remember reading such and such, so I just started laughing.
You got FOMO?
No, I just started fucking laughing. I'm like, what's so funny? I'm like, I never read that book. They're like, are you fucking it's like going on. I'm just like, I never read that.
yeah, there's a book about some guy, like, I think it's a dad who ends up killing like his son or something. It's like a book you have to read in high school. I don't know what it's
That's
called.
a dope book.
And he like, what is it called?
How the fuck?
But you know what I'm talking about?
No, I
The
don't
son's
know.
kind of slow. He's like,
Yeah, he has like special needs.
Yeah, they always talk about it. I don't know what it's called.
I feel like books are just so mysterious at all times.
I don't.
Like, yeah, they have their little genres or whatnot, but I feel like they all are mysterious. And they got this super high climax of like, it almost seems like something drastic's gonna happen, and then
Nothing happens.
nothing ever happens.
That's
I want to, you know what
That's why I
I
don't
want
like
to,
to
you know what I
read.
want to create, and I maybe shouldn't put it out there, but if anybody steals my idea, I'm gonna be fucking pissed. I don't care though. I'm gonna throw it out there. Maybe Steven Spielberg will help me out with this. I really, really would like to create a villain character that actually wins.
There's a few.
Who?
I think they're DC characters.
Do you like DC or do you like Marvel?
Marvel?
Okay.
Oh, there's not even a competition.
Alright.
I like
I-
Aquaman though.
I fucking DC's dope, but it's just not like Marvel. Like
Nah, the only thing I like in DC is like Joker. Because I think it's cool.
I'm a Batman fan over Superman.
See, I never seen Batman.
I've never
Batman's
seen any of the
shit,
Batman
bro.
movies.
Batman's like rich. He's like, I'm Batman. And
He's a foster kid.
like,
How?
he's a foster kid?
His
How?
parents
How'd you
died from the Joker.
Oh yeah. But he's balling. He's got all the dope technology. He always beats Superman. He fucks up the Joker. Like,
he ain't being Thor. That's facts.
I never said that. But Thor and them are more like,
Superheroes.
yeah, they're actual like superheroes. DC and them are not really
They're just
superheroes.
fighting
They
each
fight
other.
super villains.
Yeah, they were like, what is it like? I don't know. How they were made different, weren't they? They were just, I don't watch them. Motherfuckers like that.
Yeah, Marvel's dope. I'm a Thor fan.
Spider-Man, you said?
Fuck, Spider-Man's not a real superhero.
I like Spider-Man.
You suck.
I just don't like his last movie.
I don't like
But I like all of the
Spider-Man.
movies.
He's gay. Can I say that? No,
Y'all serious?
I am just not a Spider-Man fan.
What's
Hey,
the-
you guys, for those of the that are still watching, comment in the comment section who's your favorite superhero.
Spider-Man's gonna win.
Well, no, it don't even have to be
There's
Spider-Man. I just want you to
Thor
comment.
doesn't even really. He's not.
He's the god of thunder. He's a god.
He
In the.
false.
That's not a superhero.
What do you mean? He's one of the.
Well, then I pick God.
That's not the way it works. Thor is. I'm not gonna lie. They made a fool of Thor in that. If y'all haven't watched Endgame, I don't give a shit.
That nigga fat.
But yeah, they
failed.
fucked him up in that last movie. I was disappointed. But I mean,
Besides Thor, who do you like? Don't say Hulk. Motherfuckers don't say Hulk.
I kind of like Black Panther, and
It's overrated.
I'm.
Black Panther?
I don't really like Captain America, cause I'm just like the whole America thing. I'm just like.
So you just don't like Trump because America?
No, it
It
has
is?
nothing to do with Trump. It's just the more, like, I feel like that's the thing. Like, it's like,
America.
Oh, America.
Yeah, like, I'm
America.
just like, Oh, he was a soldier. Go figure. And then he survived an ice age. Go figure. And now he's just this good-looking fucking stud that just is unbeatable, it seems like. You know who I like? Iron Man. Because he kind of resembles
He's not a
Batman.
superhero.
But he's super badass. he's got all the money. He's got the technology. He's smart as shit. He's kind of made Spider-Man into Spider-Man. So there you go. I'm Spider-Man's dad if I'm Iron Man.
I'm not saying I'm Spider-Man.
And even Peter was like, "Thank you." What's his name?
Tony Stark.
Stark.
Is
Mr.
it off that
Stark.
new one?
Yeah, you haven't watched
Oh,
it?
that one where he makes his own.
Yeah, he
devices?
makes his whole
I didn't
outfit.
wa- That's why I didn't watch
Oh,
it.
that's a spoiler. It's not that good.
It's amazing. His box.
She's talking about when he gives him it was Spider-Man Homecoming. Or,
Yeah, and he makes his powers.
Yeah.
I like the one where he
Spider-Man
gets
sucks.
bit.
He ain't got powers.
Either Tony Stark.
Either does Bruce Willis.
Man, we're fucking turns into Hulk. That's
No,
a
that's
superpower.
Bruce. That's Bruce
Banner?
Banner. I'm talking about Bruce Willis,
Oh.
the actor.
Who's Bruce Willis?
He's bald.
You got me, got me.
I don't know.
Name a movie, name a movie.
Die Hard.
There's so many bald
Okay,
people.
that's what I thought you were talking
Die
about.
Hard.
That's what I thought you were talking
She's too young to know what Die Hard is. He was in the movie Red.
Never seen it.
He was in the movie Glass with the guy from Split that has like 27 personalities.
about. With Samuel L. Jackson.
And Samuel L.
Oh,
Jackson.
you're talking about that guy?
Which
The bald
guy?
head guy, yeah.
Yeah, the one
White
that
guy.
has. Okay.
Not the personality guys.
The other
The
one.
buff. He's not buff, but he's super like abnormally strong. He's the guy that beats up the psychopath.
He was in Fast and the Furious.
No, he wasn't.
Dom Toretto.
You're stupid as shit. No, I mean,
Have you ever watched Fantastic Four?
That's just
Yeah.
fire.
that's weird how they never really like went through with anything with that. They had what, like 2 or 3 movies, and that was it.
And then they
Just-
just started over with a new plot.
That shit was
I
fire.
seen. Did you see the trailer for Doolittle? It just came out with the
Dr.
trailer.
Dolittle?
Yeah, it's just called Doolittle now. Guess who plays it?
If it's not homeboy that be with
Eddie
all that.
Murphy.
Nah. I'm not for what's the dude that has all the animals on like Twitter and YouTube and shit.
Oh, it's not him.
Oh,
It
no.
ain't. Guess what? He ain't even black.
Don't tell me it's fucking Adam Sandler.
No, it's that would be weird. You know what's even more weird? Guess. I'll give you one guess that we kind of were talking about him just now.
Jeff Rogan.
When the fuck were we talking about Rogan?
I don't know. But who?
Who plays Tony Stark? What's that fucker's name? What's Iron Man's real name?
I don't know.
I don't know. The name.
But I know who you're talking about.
That motherfucker plays Doolittle.
He's Doolittle.
He's not even funny.
I mean, honestly, it don't even look funny. It looked more of like a serious kind of thing.
So it wasn't. It's not Brother Nature. The dude off of Instagram and shit with all the.
No, the guy that talks to what's her name, the deer.
Yeah, dude.
What does he call the deer? Lucy,
No.
Lucia.
No,
What, have you seen him? He talks to a deer and then he puts his chain on the deer. Like-
Okay. I know what you're talking about. And he's like, oh, my homie. And he'll feed it.
Yeah.
What's his
Okay.
Spanish name?
Sophia.
Oh no.
I don't know. It's something like that. Either way.
I know what you're talking about.
Now they came out with Doolittle trailer, and I was like, well,
is that me on Snapchat?
I don't know, man.
I'll have to delete it.
You got any more questions for us? Anything? We don't ever get hardly asked any questions.
Really?
I have no questions.
So, what made you want to start a podcast? Like, who? Because I tried doing a vlog and then I put it back and I heard myself talking. I was like, nah.
No, I've been in that situation where I don't talk about it enough. Don't stop.
I think now that he's got, I think since this, we've had a few videos since this. We haven't posted any. Tomorrow's our first one. Well, I guess I shouldn't have said that, but either way, he's gotten way more comfortable. Like, he would talk, but it was, I think with our setup now, feels more
Yeah, because you
engaged.
guys can see each other and then you can see your guests. So, if the table is like,
I'd go off of his vibe. I can feel his vibe, and if it's not a good vibe, I'm like, fuck, I'll let him ask questions more, and then we'll see how it goes.
I just try to ask as many questions as possible.
I just kind of sit there.
I think that's what this is.
So you're more of the sociable, like you like to.
It's not so much sociable. It's just more of just the. I want to know people.
I'm more of a listener, and he's more of a talker.
So you engage and you like just examine
He feeds.
before
I feed off
you.
of people how it goes.
Like for instance, where do you see yourself in 10 years?
I don't know.
Back on the podcast. 10 years running, that'd be dope. I'm fucking 35.
10 years.
I
be
probably
40.
see myself having family, hopefully.
Yeah, by 35, I better have like 3 kids.
Either I better have a family or I better be like Dan Brazilian.
I'll be super tatted, I know that for a fact.
I'm either
probably
gonna-
have a couple tattoos.
I think I'm either have one wife and kids or I'm going to have a bunch of half naked women running around.
Yeah, I'm gonna be
It
super.
really, really is. It's awesome.
I think 10 years I'll probably have dreads by
I'm
then.
just kidding.
Dreads?
I always wanted to top dreads.
You beard?
Maybe I'll have a
Dread
Joe
beard.
Dirt mullet by then.
It goes all the way to the floor.
That would be
Matt wants to go all the way to the middle of his back, so.
I don't know how long I'm gonna go. All right. Well, I mean, on that note, is there anything you'd like to add? No? You're good? Would you like us to share your socials, or you don't want?
Sure. No.
Okay, go follow her. We'll add her Insta, Twitter. Do you want to share your Snap?
She's probably our biggest fan.
Okay, so
I am the biggest fan.
she's
of
probably our
everything.
biggst fan. So if you
Y'all can
guys
step up.
you aren't beating her, you are last. Anyways, we thank you, appreciate you. Hope you guys enjoyed today's content. If you did, go like, subscribe, share with a friend. Till next time, Beard Bros out. Peace.